In this video, we are going to learn about travel bubble, which is making a lot of news both in print media as well as electronic media. It all started on May 15th when the Baltic nations of Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania started what is being referred to as a travel bubble. The basic idea behind the starting of this bubble is to help their economies get back on track post-COVID lockdowns. So in this video, we'll study what is a travel bubble, how it works, what are its features, what are the benefits, and ultimately what are the concerns associated. Alright, we all know what a bubble means, right? It is a ball of gas that appears in a liquid, or specifically, a bubble is a ball formed of air surrounded by liquid that floats in the air. This essentially means a certain or particular amount of area is being completely covered by the bubble or in the bubble. This makes the area which is being completely covered within the bubble distinct from the area outside it. When this particular area completely within the bubble is compared to a geographical area of 2 or more countries and travel is made free within these countries, then it is termed as a travel bubble. Essentially, there are 2 points here. First one, when 2 or more countries come together and draw an imaginary boundary around them. And secondly, citizens of these countries can freely move around within this imaginary boundary. So this is a travel bubble, or it is also called as a travel corridor. So recently, the 3 Baltic countries decided to create this travel bubble. Which are the 3 Baltic countries? They are Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. Since the start of this virus, these 3 countries have been largely successful in containing the spread of this virus. Together, there are less than 4,500 cases in these 3 countries and the fatalities are less than 150. Keeping this in mind, these countries have decided to open up international travel and trade among these 3 countries. And because of this, the residents of these 3 countries would be able to travel freely by air, rail and sea without any quarantine measures. So this is the underlying principle and idea behind creating a travel bubble. And one point you should note here is that this free travel is available only to the residents of these 3 countries. So what happens then if anyone who is not belonging to any of these countries is willing to enter this corridor? Yes, there is a solution. In such scenarios, those people wanting to enter have to go into isolation for the first 14 days. Only then will they be allowed to freely travel in the zone. Now besides this, there are many other conditions which are required to travel freely in the zone. They are, firstly, one should not have travelled outside the 3 countries in the past 14 days. And secondly, one should not be infected with the coronavirus. And lastly, one should not have come in contact with anyone who has been coronavirus infected. So only those people who fulfill all these conditions are allowed to travel freely in this zone. Now, why these Baltic nations felt that such a travel bubble was necessary for them? Basically, these 3 countries, which are Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania, are on the eastern side of the Baltic Sea. They are very small countries. For example, Lithuania's population is 28 lakhs, Latvia's population 19.2 lakhs and Estonia's 13.3 lakhs. And because of their smaller economy sizes, these countries also have a narrower sources of income. But due to COVID-19 induced pandemic, even these sources were badly hit. And as per a BBC report, the Baltic economies are expected to shrink by nearly 8% this year. And hence, to avoid any further injuries to their economies, these Baltic nations have decided to create a travel bubble or a travel corridor. Now the next question we have is it only the Baltic nations to have implemented such a travel bubble idea? The answer is no. Even before these countries implemented this idea, Australia and New Zealand have been in talks about implementing such a travel bubble. Besides, China is considering allowing Hong Kong, Taiwan and South Korea in its bubble. Parallelly, even Israel is in bubble talk with Greece and Cyprus. And hence, looking at these examples, we can safely say that the idea of a travel bubble is slowly gaining momentum all around the world. But can India create such a travel bubble with its neighbors, or can such bubbles be created within India? The answer is no, because experts say it is not the right time for India to create such a travel bubble. There are multiple reasons behind this. Firstly, it is the size of the nation, which has got 1.2 billion population. Unlike smaller countries such as Estonia and Latvia, which have got a population comparable to our smaller states such as Goa, India's population and geographical boundary is really big. So practically it would take a lot of physical and policy efforts to create such a travel bubble. Besides, it is practically impossible to ensure that everyone in the country is screened for the coronavirus. But we should all agree to the fact that India recently stepped up its testing rate, but it is still one of the lowest in the whole world. So without everyone being screened or tested for coronavirus, opening up the boundaries is really a bad decision. We are already seeing and experiencing the implications of opening up of state boundaries. Many states which were so far in the green zone are becoming red zones and containment zones, mainly because of interstate and intrastate migrations. As of 20 May 2020, more than 1,05,000 confirmed cases have been recorded in India. So creating a travel bubble and allowing for free movement of people and goods is definitely not suitable for India. Instead, the country and administration can come up with some alternative ideas to cope up with the situation. So that was all it for today. If you have understood the concept, you can write briefly about travel bubble in 30 words in the comment section below. Thank you and see you again.